Hello, and welcome to Gamer Premonitions, Mega Man X9. In this video, we're going to predict what the game Mega Man X9 is going to be, what's going to happen in it, it's going to be like in general. And I have a couple guests with me and Bob today, like KZ Excellent from kzexcellent.com. How you doing?
Dr. Doppler's Raw.
And Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride.
Command mission is good. Stop picking on it.
You know, I was actually picking on it right before hitting record. So I'm glad you said that.
Fucking really?
Yeah, actually, this isn't even a joke. We were making fun of... What were we making fun of?
I was looking up different Robot Masters because I found a Nautilus one. Mavericks. Robot Mavericks.
God damn it.
No, I believe they're called Freakers.
Don't worry, Bob. They're really poorly defined even in the games.
They're irregulars.
Okay, so check this out, guys. Well, Bob, what were we... Which one?
It was the giant Nautilus robot, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is lame.
Yeah, it was a little lame. Something I really like about the research I did tonight was the transition from X2 to X4, where X2's like, wire sponge was made in Sigma's factory. And then X4, it's like, they're all people in the military? And their politics is what makes them Mavericks? It's like,
there's like a weird point after X4. X4 kind of rides the line.
Yeah.
But like after X4, X kind of just becomes this fascistic stormtrooper stooge.
And yet he's not the Boba Fett knockoff. Weird. But yeah, we're here to make 4 different premonitions about Mega Man X9, and also we're going to have to come up with a Maverick we think is going to be in the game. But before we get onto that, Mr. Feel, what is Mega Man X?
Mega Man X is a platforming game series from Capcom. In the far future, Mega Man X, an experimental robot created by Dr. Light before his death, battles Mavericks, which become more and more poorly defined as the series goes on. Aiding him is Zero, Dr. Wily's final creation, except that isn't 100% confirmed, except that's totally what he is. There's also some other guy who we don't talk about. So Dan, what do you think of Mega Man X, a game series with exactly 4 entries?
I think those 4 entries are really strong, and I think following them up in the oddly numbered Mega Man X9 isn't going to be easy for Capcom. Clearly, there's a standard this series has been held up to the whole time, and they have to live up to that.
The Mega Man X series is like an iPhone that just skips a bunch of numbers.
It goes Mega Man X, Mega Man X2, Mega Man X2S. So I say we start things off with our Mavericks. Now, each person was tasked with coming up with an original Maverick that we're certain, absolutely certain, is going to be in Mega Man X9, and a tiny text blurb a la Mega Man X4 to go with it. For example, in case anyone forgot the highly iconic Cyber Peacock text blurb of, he lives in cyberspace and wants to destroy the network system. We're coming up with the loading screen text blurbs for these Mavericks, so this should be interesting. Mr. Feel, will you start us off?
All right, here's a Maverick that will absolutely be in Mega Man X9. Prism Lapine, which would be a laser-themed rabbit.
Okay.
And he hijacked the satellite system in order to rain destruction.
I like it. I can dig it. We'll go ahead and jump over to Bob. Bob, what is your Maverick that you're 100% certain is going to be in
many. I feel like Feel right now. I'm like, I got 4
Yes!
I wrote like 75, including a joke one that I almost considered doing, but it would have derailed the entire podcast.
Okay. Bob, I'll let you get 2.
I feel like at that point we should let Feel have another one, but that's...
We can do that.
All right.
I only have 1, but I think it's Raw.
Bob, go ahead.
Let's see. I'll go with my more serious one. Turbine Gecko.
Okay.
He's going to be a gecko, and he's got a giant turbine.
Okay.
And his thing is, let's see, he powers the city and is content with his job.
So
Look,
so
what
that
is
doesn't
your Facebook blurb?
that doesn't seem like a political radical at all.
No, the morals might get a little gray in this game.
Mega Man's clicking the fascist regime up to 11 in this one.
So what you're saying is like Mega Man X checks this guy's Facebook and is like, maybe Sigma has the right idea, and it just smash cuts to X shooting him in the head.
Basically.
Everything looks fine. He just has a weird red headpiece. I don't get it.
Yeah. I'll do my strong one, and then we'll get KZ's, and then we'll go back for extras, okay? So the Maverick I'm 100% certain is going to be in Mega Man X9 is Strike Ferret. He can hide for days to take down his target. Also, he's been descented, so he's ready to be adopted. KZ, what Maverick are you 100% certain is going to be in Mega Man X9?
Mine is Plasma Puma. And my blurb is, she leveled the laboratory and released dangerous experiments.
Oh, that's good. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's a strong one.
Yeah, she did something really dangerous. Also, the first female Maverick. I like it.
Yeah,
Is
I
she?
I feel like, you know, going with a female will make it a little bit fresh.
Not counting Command Mission, which has many female characters.
I have a question about Plasma Puma.
Yeah.
Does it look like Chaldea from The Bouncer?
Important questions.
Can I come up with a new Maverick? The connections are starting to grow, and I feel like you fucked my brain.
Oh, you're ruined now. You have that bouncer toxin. It's in your soul.
Damn it! I got to get rid of some of my predictions now because they're starting to feel like they're the bouncer. Because I have one here of Sigma's second form is in overalls, and I don't understand.
It sounds raw though,
like-
right?
Yeah, that does sound
no,
pretty cool.
Whoever
no,
you beat
it
the
doesn't.
game with, whoever you beat the game with second has a third form of Sigma, and he just takes his shirt off. What is this, Dan?
Mr. Feel, what's another name of a Maverick that you're certain is going to be in this?
I had a couple. The other one I almost went with was Volt Unicorn, because they haven't really dug into mythological creatures very much. They had a phoenix, but I think that was about it.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
But the one I almost went with that would have derailed the podcast, and I'm not going to elaborate on it at all, and
Okay.
we should move on very quickly,
Okay, will do.
was I was going to go with Tsunami Cat Shark.
Hey, Bob,
I think we need to stick on this
Bob,
just
I
a
hear-
little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, I hear
Sure.
you have some other Mavericks.
went
Bob, what other
I
Mavericks
sold this one
do
to
you
Dan
have?
earlier because it's the stupidest name I could think of. It's Wreck Sandcastle. He's a horseshoe crab. And his thing is he lives at the beach and is hated by children because he's kind of a jerk.
I really love the ones that go on too long. Because you know, Cyber Peacock could have ended at he lives in the internet. That's it.
Right.
You know? But then they were like, he's going to blow up the internet.
Bob's are kind of like that, but it's like he lives in the internet and is going to blow up the internet, and then Bob's version is, and he works for Mark Zuckerberg.
My other one I didn't really write a text blurb for. I really liked the name, and then I decided to move on for maybe copyright related reasons.
Always the best.
My other one was going to be called GigaBlast Hardabeast, which is a thing. And I really will be pleased if, for whatever reason, they make a Maverick out of a Hardabeast, but they've made Mavericks out of sea sponges before, so anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean
The
that.
fuck is a hartebeest? Is it like a wildebeest?
It's like a wildebeest, you know. It's here. I'll just fucking put a picture in Discord. There you go. For those at home playing along, it is spelled HARTE. Beast with ease.
That's a moose.
It's not a moose.
Oh, I feel like they would call it a.
Agro has a picture of that in his house.
I feel like they would call it a Kongoni.
I feel
that's Donkey Kong.
Like the regional name.
yeah, it's really weird how they handle the names for this entire series. So I really have no idea.
It's like an antelope.
Yeah, it is an
like
African
the one
antelope.
where they just are all
Or
named
moose.
after rock stars for no reason.
Duff McWhalen.
You know, Duff McWhalen's dumb, but me and Bob will never get over Metal Shark Player.
The one where it's just wrong.
Yeah. I also had another one of just Anaheim Animal. It was going to be a mixture of an Anaheim pepper and a bull.
You gonna be all right?
Okay.
Or roasted poblano, which is just...
Is that something I can buy at Chili's?
Yes.
I think you can buy that at most grocery stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't roast it for you. You can do that.
A lot of
I'm having a stroke.
Well,
Bob,
the
literally everywhere in New Mexico, they have chili roasting stations outside the store.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing.
that is amazing.
We don't have that in Florida.
For people who are confused, though, why me and Bob got on a really weird tangent here. Also, I'd like to point out Mega Man X5 had Spiral Pegasus. Anyway, Tornado Tunyon is an X7, and that is not a goddamn animal.
Right.
Well, 6 had a rose, so they already went outside the realm of animals.
Right. And then they went outside the realm of really strong ideas for elements by having Soldier Stone Kong, which Soldier's not really a power, but I get it, I guess.
His stone is the power, I guess. Is it?
Yeah, he has stone powers. He has
Okay.
stone powers. I think he also has a gun, but
I think
he
it's
has stone
important
power.
to note that Tornado Tunyon, which his English name kind of reinforces, but his Japanese name is Tornado Debonian, which is just a reference to him being a fat ass.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
my God.
wait, what? Okay.
Because I think Debu literally means fat ass, so his name is look at this fat ass onion.
Okay, I feel like I need
Yabu.
to start
Yeah.
this again and work out my Guy Fieri inspired Maverick. Guy Fieri,
What's
huge
this week?
fan of the podcast, very upset over my joke just then. He's like, why are you thinking of me? Huh?
That guy knows. He owns it.
You know, I was thinking maybe in Japan, Spiral Pegasus had a different name. No. Well, yes, it's Spiral Pegation, which is
I thought
why.
it was gonna be Pegasu'u.
So I didn't. My favorite though, Wind Crowrang. What?
What?
What? And then the weirdest thing is in Japan, it's Wind Karasting. So they just replaced the sound of Tingu with Rang, and it's like both regions.
Yeah, it's
just
literally
garbage.
in Japan. It's literally Wind Crow Tengu because it's Karasu is crow and then it's Tengu.
Yeah.
That's raw.
So we replaced the sound Tingu.
Maybe it's
with
supposed to be
Rangu?
like Crow Boomerang.
I got
Yeah, that's
nothing.
what I
Yeah,
was
because he
getting
throws
too,
he
but-
throws a boomerang at you, so it's Wind Crow Boomerang.
There was one more I
terrible.
wanted to talk about before we move on to our normal predictions. Where is it? There we go. Snipe Anteater. I was like, okay, is his element that he's a sniper and he has missiles and stuff. Okay. I don't know, man. And then in Japan it's Snipe Aura Quick, which I got nothing. Either way, we should move on from the Mavericks, which have a totally consistent naming scheme and really strong theming, to talk about our general premonitions. And I'm going to go ahead and have Bob start this. Bob, what's your premonition for? Your first premonition for Mega Man X9.
My first premonition, it's going to have an opening anime intro produced by Satellite,
Oh,
the guys who did Macross, Symphogear, and I think you'll like this one, Dan. Time and Eternity.
yes, Toki and Towa. Really strong trailer for that in America, you know? You just got your Patrick Seitz who's saying their names back and forth.
Right?
I like Patrick Seitz.
Patrick Seitz is wrong.
But I chose this because
A little, yeah.
Satellite's actually in the credits for Devil May Cry because the guy who makes one of the ARM designs, one of the Devil Breaker designs, worked on Macross. So I guess that they had to farm out to him, and he works there. I was like, okay, maybe there's some sort of business relationship here. We can build off of that.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. Seems possible. Okay, we'll go ahead and move to Feel next. Feel?
Okay, my premonition is you will play Mega Man X9, you will get to the end of the game, and you will go, wow, I didn't see Axel a single time.
I would love that, but I don't believe that.
I said see because I think he might be mentioned, but considering Mega Man 11 didn't even have bass because they said they just didn't want to confuse new players, and I guarantee a hell of a lot more people know who bass is than Axel. I just do not think Axel or his bad plot that makes absolutely no sense will be in this game.
Okay.
Aren't you being a little mean to Axel?
No, what the fuck does these Reploids can go Maverick at will mean? It's part of the problem where what the fuck Maverick means became more and more fucking confusing.
Yeah. The Reploid 2.0 or whatever they called that series is just terrible.
So here's my counter premonition. And I'm throwing this one out for free. So I'm losing it. Anyway.
Okay.
Axel's going to be in the game, but he's not a playable character. He's going to be plot integral, but most likely a bad guy, because that way he can stay a part of the plot, but he isn't a main character. And when they discuss him, they can be brief and be like, he used to be on our team, and now he's turned on us. And
that'd piss so many people off. I feel like not so many, but like 3 people.
I wonder why I would want a thing that would piss off Axel fans.
Yeah, but what if he's like a minor bad guy that you have one boss fight with, and then he like reforms after this game? You could do something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that they'd do a full villain.
Well, so what's going to happen is you're going to have a fight with Axel, and it turns out it wasn't Axel. It's still that bitch from X8.
Darn it, just die already.
This fucking
Dan, I don't remember anything about X8's plot except there's like a guy with stupid hair and they can go Maverick at will.
What does that mean?
Great question. I'm glad you asked.
No,
and that's the thing about Mega Man X games. They ask the hard to answer questions, the real philosophy stuff, you know? You're going to spend all night thinking about that. It's going to be wrapping your noggin. Let's see. Okay. KZ, what's your first premonition?
Oh, that's me.
It is indeed.
Hello. So, I considered having a joke premonition to start, but instead I'll give you a premonition of what the concept of this game will be. Where we've had a discussion about plot lines, about characters going Maverick at will, and all of the other stuff. I think it was like after X4 shit just became insane. Like Sigma still kept coming back somehow. They added more protagonists.
X5 and 6 were kind of like disposable except for the continuations of the bad parts of X4's plot. And then they started that new plot with Axel and X7 and then it made no sense.
Yep. So my premonition for X9 is it's going to be similar to Mortal Kombat 9, where it'll be a time travel plot / soft reboot.
That is what I want so badly. I don't think they'll do it, but I want it.
One of the characters in some way will set it up in the plot that we're going back to Mega Man X1, but it's different this time, where you won't fight the same 8 Mavericks. It'll be like half and half. So it'll be half old ones, half new ones. They'll try to integrate and flesh out the plot a little bit more. But that's generally my idea, because then you can cut out a bunch of extra characters, and you can have Mega Man and Zero's stuff very easily without any baggage.
Yeah,
I think they would go back to like before X4, and their justification for Axel just not being there would be like, we're not sending your bodies back in time. It's Kingdom Hearts rules. We can only send you back in time if you existed at that time period.
Bob, they're trying to turn Mega Man into Kingdom Hearts.
I don't want to do that.
It's X-Men rules.
I was about to say,
Well,
to be fair, X-Men
now
came
that
up with this rule first.
Now it's the best X-Men film, Days of Future Past, I'm suddenly okay with it.
That was a comic storyline first.
Yeah, it was still the best film. I didn't say it was originally a film. I just said it was the best X-Men film.
Who cares about the comic books? Only the films matter.
Then they could have like one
I'm being
Maverick
unironic.
KZ.
They could have one Maverick from X1 through 4, and then 4 new ones.
Okay. That would be fabulous, and I would really enjoy that.
But yeah, that was my general concept. Maybe it's like 3 Mavericks from the first Mega Man X, but then they like slip in one from like X3 to fuck with you, like Billzard Buffalo.
I feel like the one you need to bring back is Magma Dragoon, because he's like the big important guy in X4 and the hardest one, and he does fucking Shoryukens and Hadokens.
Hey, Bob.
What's up?
In classic gamer premonition style, we now have to rephrase KZ's premonition in a way that undersells it entirely. KZ just predicted Mega Man Extreme on the Game Boy Color.
Oh no. Well, that didn't have time travel. That was all in cyberspace.
Can you not undercut me? Maybe when I predict I shit it and I farted and I peed it. Then maybe you can undersell it.
Nah, it's okay. Because the thing is, in Mega Man Extreme, the plot reason for the thing that you're talking about is really terrible. But time travel makes it way better.
I vaguely remember, like...
Oh man, they leap into the deep end of the pool on X6 lore and X5 lore, where it's like, we need to go in to get their DNA souls from the mainframe because the ghosts of them haunt this island. And I'm like, what?
No, they need to bring back Gareth from Extreme 2 and make him Zero's new rival because he's raw.
Gareth is raw. I'm totally down with Gareth. Have you fucking seen Gareth, KZ? Pulling this shit up right now.
I think I'm pretty sure
I'm gonna post
Mega Man, right?
And yeah, because we covered most Mega Man games during Mega Man. Yeah, Gareth
is fucking raw and a perfect rival character for Zero.
Raw.
Yeah, no, he's like some fucking robot laser paladin. I fucking love it.
Which is such a good counterpart to Zero being a laser samurai.
That just looks like a dude you could play as in fucking Phantasy Star Online.
Okay, I'll move on to my premonition. I think Mega Man X9 is going to have multiple endings, like some of the X titles did. And at least one of those endings will lead into another Mega Man series in a way where it completely rewrites the chronology of the Mega Man franchise, thus further upsetting Mega Man Zero fans. And Advent ZX fans.
They will delete the Mega Man Zero franchise.
Yes.
I feel like that one of the
they will
things
delete
happen.
Inti Creates.
That's literally in my premonitions. I have to erase it now, which is they will shoot Zero. They will not do it like harshly because that series has fans, but they will do it in a way that like Zero and ZX just don't exist.
I'm sorry, Mega Man Zero fans, but I have to make this joke. Before we went live recording this podcast, I told Bob one of my Maverick names ideas was Zero Mega Man, and the text blurb was, he doesn't shut the fuck up because he thinks he's well written. Anyway,
I think you're being a little mean.
I am not. Those people can continue enjoying those games. More, good for them. But okay, we're moving on to the next round, and as we always do on Gamer Premonitions, we just ratchet things down one slot. No reason to be upset about how this order worked out. So I get to do another premonition.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make me do 2 in a row again.
No, see, I'm good with doing 2 in a row. It's fine. I noticed some other people are not okay with that, and they're upset.
It's okay. I made sure to extra prepare this time so you can't fuck me.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe through slotting everyone down one piece at a time, someone else might have to. But I haven't looked ahead more than one turn, so it seems functional to me. Anyway, here we go. I think in this one, there is going to be more lore about Wily creating Zero, and we're actually going to touch on that a lot more. And it's going to become a part of the dialogue between Zero and X. Because even fans, like cursory fans of the series, fans of the original Mega Man, can understand who Wily is in that role, and that he's against Mega Man, and Zero's going to spend more time ruminating on like how much he's fighting what he was destined to do and whether or not he's ultimately going to lose. And I think they're going to actually touch on this before the ending for once.
I actually have one that's really related to that.
Okay, shoot.
Zero gets Wily capsules.
Okay.
But my idea was going to be it's Wily at the end of his career, and he's kind of turned a new leaf, and he's trying to make up for it, and he treats Zero almost like a son.
But Wily's... What? Okay, one of two things has to be real or I'm going to lose my mind. One, Wily's dead. Or two, in Mega Man X4, that was Zero literally having a dream about sleeping and Wily busting into his house and being like, "You are my child!" He's just remembering one night when he woke up in the middle of the night and Wily was just there.
Yes.
I made you, bitch!
He's a very
he's always going to be... Well, now that you're deleting Mega Man Zero, I guess he can't allegedly show up in that game.
I mean,
the weird part is that that fucking stupid Doctor character in X6 was supposed to be Wily, but they never
Vile?
put the trigger.
Oh, wait, no,
X6?
Isoc. Right, Isoc is
Isoc.
Weird. Yeah.
Because he has Wily's voice actor, and when you beat him as Zero or beat whatever he sends at you, he's like, "I always knew you were the strongest, Zero."
Yep. It's weird, and it's one of a billion ideas they had for delivering on that they ultimately didn't do anything with because they then invented Axel. Anyway.
I have a detail in Bob's thing for the Wily capsules because I think that's an amazing idea.
Okay.
When you have the normal ass ones for X, but when you're playing as Zero and you get those capsules, they look just like his flying saucer.
Yes.
It like splits open and it's a big tube. Like they need to look. That would be so great.
That would be so good. That would be so good. Okay, we got to move on. Bob, you're next.
Oh, okay. Give it the good. Give
Bob,
the good
do
one.
another.
Oh well, that's
Hey,
fine.
I didn't tell you to fucking give out samples on the corner.
Bob, I shitted.
I think in this game, Zero's gonna shit it and peed it and farted.
Zero's gonna have a saber.
I have one that's kind of like that, but I'm not gonna use that. Let's see. I was trying to think of ways that they can make Axel a character that people would want to play as.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they do that. So I was thinking they might reinvent him, have it so you can move and shoot at the same time, make him feel kind of like Contra, and then have it or give him a power that makes it super easy to quickly absorb powers, kind of like a Kirby mechanic to him, where you can just get one and drop one really easily, and it's just a different kind of gun, something different that's really easy to do. Nothing weird.
Maybe they just brutalize Keiji Inafune even more by having him have Beck's original intention of absorbing enemies and changing his shape.
Right? It's almost like that was
going to say him dashing into enemies to make them die.
Oh god!
Right?
Not that.
Just make him Beck.
So one of my premonitions, or one of the things I was thinking about, and I didn't write it down as one of my premonitions, though, was that they won't do Axel as a playable character because his whole thing is taking the powers and forms of other people, and they realize that's like it feels like shit in the games they did do that in.
Right.
So they're going to avoid that entirely.
The best game Axel is in is Mega Man ZX Advent, where they can just have him turn into everything because he's the only character.
Oh yeah, where he literally turns into the bosses and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also don't have Axel because everything about him sucks. This is my hot take.
Yeah, no, that's not a hot take. I'm just trying to, because they've done art in the last year that involves Axel heavily. So I don't
think that your tweet of just despair over Axel.
Yeah, he is super
He's
still
happening.
relevant to them.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's upsetting, but
and the funny thing,
I harbor hope that they will go like they did with 11 and just no, he's too complicated. Bye.
Yeah, there's still some shred of hope, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I think the best thing to do is like just throw him onto the enemy team. You can't play as him. He's an important part of the plot.
I feel like they should just throw him in the Hunter base. Be like, good job, guys. I'm taking a break. I'm not going to go help you. I don't know,
Well,
my gun's
see, they're
broken.
everyone else is
Or
gonna
just
have
have
really
him, or
good.
just have him be like Proto Man and Mega Man in Base, where he just gets owned by the primary antagonist in the first
Yes,
level.
have him get owned
by
immediately.
King.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be great.
No, Dan. This is Super King.
No, Bob. He's called the Forever King.
King Wily.
Hey, Phil. According to this turn order, it's your turn. So, go ahead.
Okay, no matter how they do it, they will find some way. They will revive Iris.
Fucking.
Yeah, I have that written down too.
It'll either be she got rebuilt and they'll brush past it. They'll do a time travel thing like KZ said.
Raw.
She'll be rebuilt by the villains and be cured at the end, but they will bring Iris back because they've already said, people at Capcom have said they regretted killing her. And then they just made all these weird other operators that are completely forgettable. So I just feel like they will bring her back and she will be Zero's operator going forward.
Okay, so
Like she is in Extreme 2.
you think she's Zero's navigator or whatever? Okay.
That's secondary, but the main thing is Iris will be revived and be alive at the end of the game.
I've got one to latch onto this if no one else minds.
Go ahead.
She can come back as a villain, is what I wrote. Have a redemption arc, then form a love triangle with Zero, Iris, and Layer, and it's going to be really dumb.
Bob's
it's going to be
just
the most.
telling you all about his fanfic, and you don't even know.
I will be stunned if those other two ones other than Aelia are in this game.
If
Excuse
Axel
me.
is-
Wait. Did you just throw out Palette?
Yeah,
Excuse me?
if Axel's back, Paladin is
Excuse
coming
me?
back. Also, they've recently been in art, and they probably sung that song.
I don't have any opinions of these characters, but I just don't think they'll be in there.
One, Alia's some weird war criminal in X6, so we should get rid of her.
No, she's coming back, Dan. They're all coming back. They all. I'm
She's
pretty
like-
sure they sang that, or those characters are supposed to be singing that song that is a tease in Mega Man Legacy.
I know they're all coming back, but I'm just saying if we have to get rid of any,
You're doomed, Dan.
if we have to get rid of any Alia.
They literally made that character that's exactly like Colonel, except he's not Colonel.
Yeah, Cygnus.
Yeah.
You
Who
get down
looks
with
exactly like him and acts exactly like him.
Yep.
him. Okay, so a billion things got stacked onto Fields. Hey, KZ.
My premonition is ever since like X4, they started saying you could just pick who you play as for the game. You'd have like your X route or your Zero route or that other one.
Well, there's also
So-
they become a single if you just switch the mid level in like X
Yeah.
7 and 8.
I think for this game, what they'll do, they will have that back. It's going to be X and Zero, but Zero only unlocks after you beat the game, and it'll completely open up with some slightly different remixed levels, a couple of different bosses, a completely different aspect of the plot, but both of them are canon. So you will have two different final bosses. So it still feels like a complete package, in that both are like the canon thing you play.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine.
That's a pretty good idea. I like the idea of like say Zero's dealing with other stuff. You know, like I was referencing, he's probably dealing with the fact he was designed by Wily to kill Mega Man and all sorts of other shit, be a bad guy. So he's probably dealing with that, and X is trying to manage a crisis. Like those would be two pretty cool sides to deal with.
The dream is if it went with my concept of, oh, you have these certain Mavericks for this soft reboot, that Zero would have his own, so that he could actually get like confirmed kills on certain enemies and stuff like that.
I could see them doing like maybe like 12, where each have 4 unique ones.
So that actually is a lot like Extreme again, where there are extra Mavericks
Am I a
unique
big
to
fan
each.
of Mega Man Extreme, the game I haven't played?
On paper, I feel like all of us would be. Maybe don't
I
play
feel like
it.
if somebody made like a hack of it that added the ability to have extra buttons,
right,
that
like,
game would probably be all right.
if you made a PS1 quality conversion of Mega Man Extreme 2 or 1, it would probably be one of the best games, probably the best game in the series.
I don't know. I think all you really need is the ability to have dash on a separate button from jump.
There's some other things like music quality that would really help from being on anything other than the Game Boy Color. I mean, the charging your shot sound effect is really obnoxious. It's like
I'm just proud that I had a premonition that isn't related to the bouncer.
Or is it?
No.
Let's see. When I play through as Volt, I do see different stuff.
And you get a different
I mean,
final
radically
boss.
different, not just, I say a different word before the start of fights, and there are over 50 seconds of new footage.
Well, we're now on to turn 3. KZ, you're leading, so go right ahead.
You can't do this. I had to go pee.
And welcome, Ryan. Welcome back. We're here with KZ Excellent, who has a second premonition in a row, making his third premonition. KZ, let me in your brain space.
All right, so at the end of the game, you'll be taking on Sigma's Fortress.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going by that narrative that I've made my own reboot of Mega Man X with Mega Man X9. And as you go through it, just like with the original X, there will be no big-ass room with 8 boss portals, because that's lame. The idea of you facing all of the Mavericks in the game in specific rooms as you go through these 4 levels is cool, and I like that idea.
Yeah, and then they could have like them not die the first time, that sort of thing, and come back as actual characters. That'd be neat.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just being there and having to do the thing that Mega Man X, the remake on PSP, had to do, where it's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
What are these guys?
Like they'll end up being like, well, we've been repaired since our last fight, and then by then you can have like a little dialogue afterward where they're like, all right, I get it.
Okay.
And some will be like, go through here and one like blasts open the door to the next part, or maybe some just go, no, fuck you, and then die. Or they go, they've been arrested. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just would like it to, instead of just being, eight fucking teleporters, it's just throughout the levels you'll refight them, but in different situations. Maybe the room layout will make it a little harder for you because you'll have so many more tools at your disposal.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that might be a bit of a something that you could try and hurt my premonition because it didn't have a lot going on. I feel like at least 2 bosses in Sigma's Fortress will be callback bosses.
Oh, like the spider.
Yeah, they'll do like old callback mechs from previous X games or previous like OG Mega Man games, and they just put them in there. Like the
Guts tank is just there because fuck
yeah, the
you.
Mega Man 7 like Guts Man thing.
Yeah, Guts Dozer.
But
yeah.
he's like super decked out.
Yeah, no. What they're gonna do is that dumbass wall face from X1.
Who doesn't love Wallface?
They brought him back in one of the later ones. I think it's X6, that uncreative fucking game.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I love how it's like, we're all Mega Man fans here, and all I do is bring up the worst shit that's happened to this franchise, and then say Zero gets thrown under a bus.
And then at the very bottom of this prediction, I had in parentheses, I wrote this a while back. So I don't remember why I wrote in parentheses Woodman ?
Because he's in the Saturn version of Mega Man 8.
Oh yeah.
Which
There.
you could see on GigaBoots on YouTube in a stunning 4K quality.
I don't know about that. I bet you could get it in better quality if you did it again.
Don't say that, KZ.
I know, it's true, isn't it?
Bob,
What's up?
you're doing Mega May, but that doesn't mean you can't also do Rocktober.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Not in the same year.
I can't wait to open. I'm gonna get like a YouTube app running. I'm gonna watch this on my high quality television. This Rocktober. It's gonna be raw.
Sorry, guys. We can't do Rocktober because we're doing Tony Hawktober. I'm sorry, everyone. This
Can
year,
you do 3 themed months in a row?
yeah, because Sonic September is right before that. So we're gonna do
What's the November one gonna be?
No Shave November, where we play a bunch of neckbeard games. I don't know.
Can it be like our last theme month in November where we started a podcast and you gave me the blight?
Gamer Premonitions November. 5 times every week, stop by GigaBoots to get a new podcast where we have to keep making shit up.
It's okay. Nothing's falling apart. My turn's done.
Yeah. Okay. So I believe that means it's my turn.
Whoa. Oh, wonderful.
I completely disagree with Bob.
What's up?
Zero is getting piecemeal upgrades, but this is going to be the first time where they just go, fuck it, Light gives you these power-ups, or you find special bolts.
Okay. I'm down with Light. I'm not down with special bolts.
I have a suggestion.
You have a suggestion, okay?
What if Zero has a set of specific weapons to him, right?
Yeah.
Like his blaster, his Z-Saber, maybe he gets like a spear or something.
Yeah.
But they only get better and get their full movesets if you use them a lot.
This sounds like Mega Man Zero.
Right?
Well, that had 4 games, so it's got to be great.
No.
Bob, we've only given Mega Man Zero 1 a chance. Bob, did we give Mega Man Zero 2 a chance? I think we might have done
like
that.
all 4 games during a live stream. It was like, don't stop.
Yeah, we did. That's fine.
I believe Dan insisted on going through every cutscene so you could see the true majesty of Mega Man Zero.
Look, Inti Creates wouldn't want me skipping their Kino-ass writing, so I wasn't gonna. I respect them too much. But we are definitely doing some piecemeal upgrades for Zero. That is absolutely happening here. But it's not going to involve Wily, and it's not going to involve trying. It's going to be oh, you found a special bolt, you brought it back to the R&D lab, and now it's
fucked
this
up. It's
upgrade.
not going to involve trying.
Do you think that he'll have like X? Because I'm sure X will do this. Get an armor upgrade, and you actually see it is you get them. Like it'll actually change the physical appearance of Zero.
Yes, because it's going to be a 3D game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely going to happen. And Zero's going to look like the fucking Death Scythe by the end of it. He's going to be black.
That'd be good.
He's going to be black suit Zero.
Stop getting me
With his
excited.
cape.
And he's going to have a special weapon that comes when you fully complete it that is a Death Scythe. And
I feel like this is a little dark.
Well,
Light,
what's wrong?
what are you doing?
This is great.
Oh, Light isn't doing it. It's Zero
They
finding...
bring back that fucking monster shit, that stupid fucking thing from Command Mission Absolute Zero, where he's just like covered in, where he just fucking has wings and shit.
Stop referencing Command Mission. So, and then at the end of Zero's campaign, when you're fully decked out with this armor, you can get the true ending where you finally fight X, like for real.
Wait, Absolute Zero literally looks like Death Scythe.
Wait, okay, now I'm Googling it. 1 second.
Put this into Discord.
Absolute
what
Zero
is
Command
I'm putting it in the
Mission.
Discord.
Here we go. Oh, fucking, I can see where you're coming from, okay?
Oh my god, what?
There's no
Oh my
fucking-
god.
Yes.
That's his Ultra form in
It's like-
Mega Man X Command Mission.
It looks like it's OC.
which is actually worse than his black form.
Why is his wings got like Naruto chakra thing?
Is this the real thing? Did
With
someone
no-
mod this in? Is this real? This is real. Shit.
No, this is real.
I like to think occasionally Mr. Feel Command Mission isn't real.
It's a perfectly fine game.
Why are the hands pink?
They're claws.
Why is he becoming
Yeah,
base from 7 with super base?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I was about to say,
'cause
why
it's a
why
Yeah,
is their
he's still-
design Zero, Base, and Shade Man fusing?
Well, it's still widely
because
robot.
That's exactly how fucking super base looks. He looks like Shade Man and base fused, even though it's supposed to be the dog.
Yeah, it's a callback to that. His main weapons become Crimson End, Killer Left, and Brutal Right. His action trigger becomes Calamitous Arts.
My
Hey
God.
Dan, we want to do an episode of Gamer Premonitions the next night. Great idea, Phil. Also, I'm going to talk about Command Mission. I'm sorry, Phil, this isn't a viable concept for a podcast anymore. We have to think of something else.
I mean,
But yeah, you're gonna get the real battle against Zero in his absolute armor. You know, he's gonna be Death Scythe-ish, right?
Okay.
At the end of X9.
Uh-huh.
And you beat him as X, and then through the Zero playthrough, like KZ was talking about earlier, you get to see how Zero collects those pieces or whatever to get the true ending, or doesn't, and then it doesn't match up with the X playthrough. But anyways, when you're playing as X and you get through his first attack phase, Zero goes, X, are you ready for round 2? And then his fucking Grim Reaper outfit explodes off, and he looks straight up like the exact Death Scythe.
they will also give Zero Judgment Cut.
Yeah, I was gonna say I expected him to fully just be back to regular looking Zero, and you have to fight him like that.
Oh, he in the whole time
That'd be raw.
The whole time he has the W flashing in the crystal gem on his head, and he's got crazy face like that X4 cutscene.
Oh, do you have to like shoot or break a thing above him that's controlling him? Is it this like Symphony of the Night?
Oh no, you're gonna fight him with the you're gonna break his Z saber, and then he's gonna have to fight you with a lead pipe, and somehow he's got the advantage.
So what they're going to do is, obviously, this game will have voice acting.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen is the actor comes in to do Zero, and they're like, all right, this is the part where you got to take on X. You've been controlled at this point or something. And they're like, all right, how do you want this to sound? And they're like, all right, here's some clips. And it's clips of Willem Dafoe from the Spider-Man movie.
No.
They're like, can you do that?
I will tell you who voices Zero right now.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin Flynn.
I mean, it's good. You gotta say it's
Fuck.
Johnny on Bosch, guys. It just is. He even came back for Smash Bros.
Oh, that's right. But damn, in my heart, he's Quentin Flynn, and when he does what KZ said, he switches to the Jack the Ripper voice.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'm getting
No, that
really
would be-
excited.
That would
Yeah.
be really good.
That would be really incredible.
Also, Bosch has a really big Chad aura, which makes sense for Zero.
Yeah, he was good casting. But done with my premonition. Hey, Bob,
Hey,
what is your third premonition?
I decided I'd figure out. You know, they always have a Street Fighter move for the first couple of them, the first 2 games.
Yeah.
Those are iconic moves you get, and I feel like they're gonna bring that back. And each character's gonna get one. So for X, it's gonna be the callback. It's gonna be the Hadoken. It's gonna be ridiculously powerful. Yeah, it'll be cool. But for Zero, he's gonna get the Raging Demon.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Shungoku Satsu.
Yep.
Nice.
He does the Raging Demon, but instead of like hit sparks, it's slash sparks.
Yeah.
And then his
that-
back turns into a W.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be raw. It just turns into the Wily logo.
Yup.
Yeah, it's going to be raw, but the best part is going to be that Axel's going to do the Dan Hibiki midair taunt, and it will be the most powerful thing in the game.
No, I was. That's good too, but I was gonna say Axel does a flash kick because, you know,
Okay.
Charlie.
We're not going to
And,
give him Cannon Spike.
No. Just saying.
That'd be good.
He's a copy character.
Yeah.
He can use copy character moves.
Yeah.
I like it.
I get it. Yeah, no, that works. But Bob, I got to ask you,
What's up?
when Zero uses the Raging Demon, does he look like Death Scythe?
No, it looks like absolute Zero.
I don't like this anymore. I'm not sure.
You have to find a way to fit the bouncer into your premonition. That's a rule.
Can you frame your premonition in the form of a reference to the bouncer?
Okay, let's see. Axel will spin in place, and it'll be called Cyclone, and he'll just spin and T-pose. It'll be great.
That robot dog that Sigma owns in X1 is there, and Axel says, "Hey, you ready?" And then he passes the dog to Zero. Zero slams it to the ground, and X kicks it into the teeth.
While yelling, "Here goes."
Here goes!
Great. I like it.
Yeah.
We need to publish this.
The Bouncer's a great video game.
What? Now that I've played it, I realize it's a
Oh,
bit.
that was a fucking bouncing. Ugh.
Hey, Field, now that you're staring and speechless, it's your turn to come up with the premonition.
All right, so these are a little similar, so I'll just combine them.
Okay.
Zero will, in X7 and I think X8, some of Zero's bosses give him different beam weapons. Like, one of them in X7 gives him, like, a beam Naginata. I think they'll bring that back, and some of them won't give him... Some of them will be alterations to his saber, like one will make it a great sword and one will make it like a rapier, but he'll also get different weapons, like he'll get like a spear or like a axe. Maybe even he'll get like a ranged option, like a beam, bow and arrow or something. And since they did it for Devil May Cry 5, Mega Man X11 will have Devil May Cry 5 themed promotional DLC where X gets a special version of the Buster that works like Color Up with the blue rose, Nero's blue rose, where instead of doing a big charged Buster shot, it does a smaller one that like juggles the enemy. And Zero will get the Yamato as his alternate weapon.
I actually have one that's really close to this.
The promotional trailer just has Zero going, "I need more power."
Let Zero just have Judgment Cut, but you have to like stand in place for 5 seconds.
That should be his
And it's his instant kill.
I forget which game had like the Omega move that charged from you taking damage.
A few of them do
a
that.
lot of them have that where he punches the ground.
So that could just be
Crush,
zeros.
for an example. Yeah.
yeah.
Bob, what's your...
But mine was going to be give him the Red Queen and give him the Rev mechanic.
Nice. Oh, that would be...
Oh, that'd be raw.
That'd be fucking raw.
Like, I was just thinking about how good it would feel to actually be able to do the Rev thing on just regular enemies in an X game. Even if it's just a saber.
Yeah.
Even if it's just hitting the saber and then hitting it again, you do a backflip or something cool.
Yeah. Mr. Feel, it's your turn to go again.
Dan, this order is awful. This is dumb.
And this is a perfectly fair system. Each turn...
I'm just saying it's not interesting.
Bob, you get to go the next 3 times.
Oh, no!
Did you know we're doing 7 rounds tonight?
So first, Vile will just be back because they're obsessed with him.
Yes, that sounds
They'll
right.
bring him back again. I don't think he'll have a playable mode this time because every one of those was stupid.
We actually have a fan of the channel who requests that we play the Vile playthrough on the PSP version of X, Maverick Hunter X, all the time.
Raw.
And I'm very interested in
He was
playing
also
it.
playable in 8, I think.
But the Maverick Hunter X campaign as Vile actually has a problem where it only plays one song for the entire game.
Oh, no.
And since it's very similar and this is the last round, Sigma's design in this game will just be very much like X1 Sigma, where he has a sword like Zero. And they might even bring back his dog.
Yeah, I could totally see him doing that.
Right, how else are you going to do the Trinity attack against the dog? That they don't, yeah, it makes sense.
They'll bring back his dog, and then because Cass Hearn is so cool,
Okay.
his dog will become his armor for his second phase.
What is cool?
Cass Hearn.
Let me tell you about Mega Man and how original it is. Go watch Caster.
Or Astro Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now. I always
Revenge-
thought that was pronounced Cashern.
Yeah, the spelling's
It
super
might
weird.
be,
in
I
it.
don't
It's
fucking
super
know.
weird.
Granted, I only know about that because it
It's-
played on Toonami like fucking 6 years ago, and that's how they pronounced
It's
it.
actually pronounced Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, weirdly enough. That's how it's weird.
Revengeance.
Yeah,
The Varengi.
I actually wrote almost this exact premonition of just the Sigma and Vile come back in a super straightforward way. Just like, no, you're fighting them again. They're going to be pretty normal.
Okay. KZ, you're next. What's your last premonition?
Now I'll throw a free one in since we're talking about Vile. My idea was that he would represent like a second faction that's in the game as like one of the major players in the game until it's just Sigma. Because I thought of like the potential of like a Mega Man X reboot where Sigma isn't a bad guy the entire time.
Oh, you thought that they... Yeah, okay.
You know, where it's like, oh,
But they play coy.
like halfway in, it's like, oh, something happens, and it's like, oh, he was the bad guy this whole time, instead of just this game where, you know, the original, where it's, hey, he started the big uprising and stuff. Watch this anime. Mega Man X is voiced by Domon Kashu. It's kind of raw.
I'm really sad that guy became like a dentist. He's no longer voice acting.
Yeah.
Is
fair.
is it the same fucking? It's the same dental place that has the DMC Dante model.
God.
That'd be funny. He became an orthopedic surgeon, which is even weirder.
His tools are burning red.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to go.
Bye, Dan.
See ya.
What?
My last premonition is that Sigma's not going to come back this time, and that's going to be the huge catalyst for Zero to even further ruminate on this stuff and maybe actually become corrupted, causing the actual turn that the entire series has been about. I think they realize after keeping the series dormant for so long that they need to execute on the thing they put in the ending of the first one and the second one and all of them, where it's like, someday X might have to kill Zero.
What if they do that? It's like at the very end, the text says, "An X coming to grips with one day, he may have to face Zero."
Even after he kills Zero?
And you're like, I want to die.
No, see, Zero and X will be about to kill each other, and then Axel will come in with an entirely new design and make them stop.
He will enter he'll Tatsumaki into the room.
You know what's actually going to happen? It's not going to be Axel. It's going to be Pallet. Pallet's going to come in and calm everybody down and talk some sense into Zero. She's going to be like, Zero, it's not your fault that your girlfriend was a robot racist. It's okay. You did the right thing, and doing the right thing isn't always easy, Zero, but you're a great guy, and that's why you always try your best, just like X. Except for X is a little fascist, but we're working on it, so don't worry about it. And then the ending internal monologue for this game, Mega Man's gonna say some angsty shit like usual, you know. But he is going, like, the phrasing of this is going to reflect the mood of the fan base on the series until this point. Just how they feel about various turns and twists and how things have been. It's basically going to be like how Capcom treats Devil May Cry 2 in all of its marketing writing ever, including the stories so far segment in Devil May Cry 5 where they just throw it under a bus. It's going to be like, things got weird there for a bit.
Imagine they do that. They do the same type of recap where Day of Sigma, the anime, gets more shown than 5, 6, and 7, and 8.
That would be fucking great.
That would.
The problem
X
is
continued to battle mighty foes. Show screenshots of the other game.
the problem is that like X5 is kind of important, whereas like I can understand they kind of ignoring everything after it.
How is X5 important?
They dropped a fucking colony on Earth at the end of it.
No, that didn't happen. Whatever.
Okay.
Just don't even mention it. It's not real if you don't mention it.
Okay.
Like all the human civilizations wiped out, but then it wasn't.
Yeah, well.
You'll be like, what was important in this? This? No.
Listen, I used to read comic books. If you don't bring it up, it didn't happen.
I think video games are a little bit different.
No, they're surprisingly not.
Judging by how attached to Axel some fans of the series are, you can literally do anything.
It didn't actually wipe out all the humans because they came back out and fucked Reploids until everybody was half robot. That's the plot of ZX.
Oh my god!
I thought that was the plot of Legends.
But
No, Bob, no humans in Legends are actually humans. They're artificial humans called carbons meant to take care of the Earth's surface until the actual humans came back to life.
Mega Man Juno is raw.
Mega Man Juno is raw, but Mega Man Juno is also really hard to understand under the music.
Yes, very much so.
Fucking spoilers. Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to bleep out Bob. There we go. Okay, I've marked it. I'm going to.
Oh, yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'm going to bleep out Bob.
Bob,
none of what you said will make it into this podcast.
oh no.
No, make it so only the O knows.
Okay. And now we're going to end with Bob's premonition, which better not have to do with that game he just spoiled.
All right. I still say it wasn't a spoiler,
Now
but
he's
whatever.
gonna spoil Final Fantasy 15 again.
And I'll let him. He's earned it.
Sure, it's a new year. Go ahead.
All right, my final one is a little simple. I feel like all the operators are going to come back. We're going to just be locked to one operator per character.
Gladio's going to be there.
No, not the freaking Final Fantasy 15, guys. We're talking about Layer, Palette, and Alia.
Oh, thank you. Someone other than me acknowledged Palette. Thank you.
Of course,
No.
they'll
Shut up, KZ. Palette's precious.
they'll actually not say anything during the level.
Yeah.
They will only be there in cutscenes and for a plot thing right before you get to a boss. Just be like, hey, you can listen to this if you want. This is about the boss you're about to fight.
Yeah.
That'll
What
be
if
it.
they just steal the codec from
That'd be good. I'd be fine with that.
No, that's what they did in X6 and X5. That's awful.
No, but they're optional. You have to go into the menu and call them.
Yeah.
I guess it's a little different.
But then it goes ring, 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 ring,
right.
ring, ring.
Like you have the option to not hit that button in X6, I think.
Zero, did you see that tree back there? Yes, I did, Alia. Why are you so deep voiced? I'm glad you noticed it. That tree is a specific type of tree that only grows in Stone Kong's level. Stone Kong? I thought we took him out in X8. No, that was X7, but close enough.
So I now realize what I need. various lines that Alia has said in Feel's movie suit voice.
No, please.
What the ones about murdering people?
We just shouldn't read anything Alia's ever said, especially from X6, where it's like, he totally duped me. I didn't realize it was genocide. Alia! What? How did you not realize it was genocide?
Wasn't her fault. All right, the series is weird. Sometimes you do everything right and they still give you the bad
She
ending.
thought she was taking the Pepsi challenge. Turns out she killed a bus full of orphans. Whoops. Oh, Alia.
Yeah, that's about how the morality post X4 works in the series.
Forget.
Where it's just like, hey, we need to talk to you. No, you're here to kill me because you work for the crazy fascist Maverick Hunters.
It is really...
They're like, oh, what a shame. He resisted. We had to shoot him 40 times in the face.
It's really amazing how many Mavericks do that, but then I think about, what was his name? GigaBoots Manowar in X8, and I seriously think he's mentally challenged, and that really disturbs me at a deep level.
It's like, it's really weird that the Maverick Hunters have this leadership we never see and have know nothing about, even though X and Zero are like these enormous badasses who have saved the world like 18 times. They have no agency whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, why would they? They just saved the world like 17 times, except for that one where they really didn't save it because there was a colony. But I guess we're not bringing that one up, are we?
So, hey, that colony dropping doesn't mean the world is uninhabitable. Haven't you seen Gundam?
Nah, I've seen Gundam.
But it was the colony drop was the Zero virus.
You know what? I didn't get this out earlier. I have a counter premonition to Bob. I think they're going to do an intro for this thing. It's not going to be done by that animation studio. It's in fact going to be done by some other animation studio, and it's going to have a catchy 70s like Gundam-esque theme.
That would be amazing.
This is going to be good.
So, tying off Bob's last one, I'm going to make Dan angry.
Why is this a goal?
They will flesh out the Maverick Hunter base more and have like a store and such, like Mega Man
X8.
like classic Mega Man.
Yeah, I was going to say
Like
a lot of Mega Man games have done this.
And you won't immediately get upgrades when you get them in the stage. You will have to bring them back to the base to get them turned into usable items.
Okay.
And the person who will turn your heart containers into health will be Cinnamon from Command Mission.
God fucking damn it.
And the person who deals with Zero's upgrades, since they're all going to all be like Japanese-style weapons, will be Marino, the ninja robot from Command Mission.
Is there like a magic word I can say to put you back into your fucking... Do I have to say your name 3 times? How do I get rid of you?
What, just feel entirely?
Yeah.
It's like you have to trick me into saying my true name backwards, like Mr. Mixlet Spitlick.
I have to trick Phil into saying his true height. He's like 5'11". No, it didn't work. He's still here. I guess he's lying.
Now I don't feel bad about bringing up Command Mission sometimes, which is an excellent game that is completely worth playing.
Bob, it sounds like we need to give...
This is sounding a lot like Dan's bouncer bit.
It sounds like we need to give Command Mission a chance, Bob. What do you think?
Maybe we should give Command Mission a chance.
Do that, and then...
You'd probably like it.
Maybe we can figure out if Mega Man X Command Mission is good as if you bring me in and you play Mega Man X Command Mission all in one stream.
That game, KZ, that's a JRPG. It's like 25 hours long at least.
Kingdom Hearts 2 was 21 and a half.
True.
That's disgusting.
KZ, you're a Command Mission speedrunner, right? You can just get us right through this.
Yeah.
Cool.
I believe him wholeheartedly.
That's raw. Oh, Bob, you're so right.
I don't think this is the real KZ.
Bob,
OLED.
I have something to reveal. KZ's been dead for 2 months. I've been mashing keys on the Stream Deck to replace him in every podcast since January. No one noticed.
I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, I miss him so much right now. If only you got to hear Rutger Hauer say, "Come, Kingdom Hearts!" Where's that laugh button?
I bet Phil has gout.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Gamer Premonitions. This show, like our other podcasts, is only possible with the generous time our co-hosts have given to us and the equipment we've bought to make it higher quality and easier to produce. Please consider supporting our podcast series on our GigaBoots podcast Patreon and look forward to more Gamer Premonitions and Big Think Dimension in the future.